The toolkit has been designed to support access and engagement with the learning framework, discovers knowledge, skills and values for working affirmatively, inclusively and effectively with individuals in later life from gender and sexually diverse communities. It was funded by Skills for Care and co-produced by Professor Trish Hafford-Letchfield with Laurie Roberts, the Pride in Aging manager at the LGBT Foundation. This toolkit has emerged from an evaluation of the activities by some early adopters of the learning framework and adult social care. This looked at how they delivered their education and practice. We identified 3 key anchors that guide equality, diversity, and inclusion activities seen to promote gender and sexual diversity. The toolkit provides examples of best practices in utilizing the learning framework aligned to these 3 areas. The toolkit illustrates these with case studies from organizations who have been taking up the challenge. Working in the areas of diversity, rights and justice requires everyone to listen to the experiences of social care and to educate oneself and others on how to tackle the different forms of discrimination that LGBTQ+ people face. This recognizes the compassion and humanity essential to providing the essence of person-centered care. There's a lot to learn from LGBTQ+ individuals and communities about their aging experiences, their activism, and resilience in support networks. The framework's open learning resource section hosts a range of narratives from lived experience. Subject 1 on awareness of LGBTQ+ history and culture, and Subject 2 on language, terminology, and communication is already being embedded in induction programs and organizational screening and assessment tools. Managers and workforce development staff talked about the power of utilizing LGBTQ+ identities from the outset by utilizing storytelling within their existing learning materials. Examples were given of how the formal endorsement of LGBTQ+ affirmative care through the framework had increased the visibility of staff who subsequently took up a leadership role. Former leaders themselves have drawn on Subject 18 on leadership and transforming services for LGBTQ+ individuals and communities to inform how they motivate staff at every level. This fostered high aspirations for themselves and others with the intention of providing a sense of belonging so that everyone feels safe and supported. The provision of affirmative care for LGBTQ+ older people require cultural competence in the health and social care workforce. Some organizations gave clear examples where they reviewed their curriculum content and improved teaching and assessment strategies to include LGBTQ+ in the curriculum. Subject 8 on intersectionality in LGBTQ+ aging provides guidance and resources to manage some of the complexities in navigating different identities within care settings. For example, some leaders talked about the importance of dialogue and the centrality of human rights through an educative approach. A new resource has since been added to the framework to address faith and gender and sexual identities. The resources in the framework were found to be especially valuable for informal learning opportunities, which staff have used for stimulating reflective practice in supervision and in provoking team discussions. Whilst trans and non-binary issues are embedded across all subjects in the framework, Subject 12, Trans and Non-Binary Affirming Care, helps to reinforce awareness and good practice. Many organizations were beginning to be more proactive in anticipating trans and non-binary care and gave examples of supporting trans and non-binary staff. Finally, targeting of education and training needs to be supported by policies and benchmarking standards, as well as making sure it reflects all of the areas in developing an equity framework. This calls for both incremental and radical change to ensure accessible, high-quality care and improved outcomes for LGBTQ+ people in later life. The toolkit provides examples of the significance for some of working towards an accredited award led by LGBTQ+ advocacy organizations. It also documents the review of strategic objectives within commissioning and contracting with care organizations. This encourages organizations to consider the type of evidence needed to demonstrate change and how to work towards it. We hope you find the toolkit a useful resource for engaging with the LGBTQ+ learning framework. We have designed a downloadable poster/postcard that organizations can use to make their LGBTQ+ affirmation visible. Please use it to showcase and share your intentions and work in this area and to support engagement with your care community going forward. This resource was designed by Professor Trish Hafford-Letchfield and produced by Leah Brinon for Skills for Care. All images were made by Jolie Goodman.